Hey, welcome here guys to Rudy Calix Video Games channel, and today's new video about soul level in Rise, where we're going to talk a little bit about the new guild boss. That's right, I tried it, I made quite a lot of runs, and my first impressions and builds, maybe some suggestions, and of course at the end the full run for you to see the results. I was able to reach Rage 19, and it's far from being the most optimized build, I should say. I know that people are getting way higher results and probably they have a bit better builds than I do. It requires to me to work a little bit with cores, with different sets, and optimizing the whole team in general. Also, at some point it's about the mechanics and how the new guild boss works, so not going to take a lot of time, and I'm going to show you my builds and explain everything step by step. So here, as you can see, are my teams, and pretty much nothing changed in terms of compositions in compared to previous guild boss. The only one change that has been done is that I added Kanaya instead of Yusuyun. That's pretty much it. For SJW builds are all the same. Moonshadow daggers with Grimoire. For gear, 4 pieces curse set, 4 pieces expert set. For Kanaya, I'm using 4 pieces curse and 4 pieces expert. I know that some people are running 2 pieces 1 hit kill. Let me show you this one, because it's going to actually increase the damage of the ultimate skill, which is definitely makes sense, but in my case I don't have perfect pieces of this set, so I decided that still I'm going to use 4 pieces curse, and it makes it a bit easier to manage her in terms of total power, to make her on the first place. The second one, for ASL 8 pieces grid set, Gina 4 pieces guardian set, 4 pieces seals blessing. Let me show you stats real quick. Here are my stats for Kanaya, and the most important moment which I need to work on her is to actually increase her damage and maybe reduce a little bit defense penetration, but it's mostly about cores. And for example, here I'm going to show you, I have this one for attack with defense penetration. Ideally I should change it with damage increase and also bring it to level 15, but it's going to take me quite some time. For her also I'm using the red one core. Maybe it's not the best fit here, and I'm going to show you what's going to be considered as the most optimal, and yes, exactly the purple one, because it's going to reduce mana consumption, which is really important. She runs out of EP like crazy. But this one, red one, it's working pretty much well, and I don't have anything against it, so I'm playing with it. Still, I think it's pretty much solid, but in a while, when I have a lot of resources, enough resources, I'm going to test it with the purple one. Maybe it's going to change something. Now for ASL, here are my stats, and again damage increase should be higher. And for my Gina, here are my stats. Why am I talking about damage increase? Well, the thing is that this guild boss works a little bit differently compared to previous one, and she and Queen, she doesn't have a lot of defense. That's why this parameter, it's not that mandatory and important here. Damage increase is going to play more important role, just for you to keep in mind. Now we're going to the second team, and here Thomas, Ganhee and Cha, all sets are here, and to their stats. Here's my Thomas. Again, for him, ideally I should boost damage increase up to 20-25, somewhere around. Critical hit damage again should be a bit higher around 200%. I need maybe think about reducing some defense and bring some critical hit damage. It's also about cores in my case. I was just trying to balance a little bit defense penetration and damage increase, or maybe I should just switch some pieces which have a little bit less defense and more critical hit damage. My gun he also needs some improvements in terms of critical hit rate. It should be higher a bit, defense should be higher definitely, damage increase is quite good, but in general he requires some work in terms of defense. Unfortunately, I don't have some really good pieces of grid set for him. And Cha, if you saw, she was running even with some purple sets just because, again, you know, farming artifacts and getting the best stats, it's some kind of a headache in this game, and she isn't perfect as well. Attack should be way higher. I should push her course up to level 15, as well as damage increase should be higher. So yeah, just for you to keep in mind and focus on the most important aspects. Attack spec characters should be around 32 to 35, ideally higher if you can afford it. Critical hit damage 200 and plus, critical hit rate around 8 to 9k, damage increase around 25 ideally. Now my team C, which is a support team, and here for Choi I'm using 4 pieces Black Lion because for now I don't have any better option, believe it or not. Yeah, again, artifacts, it's a real headache, and when we have such changes in terms of mechanics and how this or that boss is going to work and perform, it requires changes of everything. So for him, actually, the best set is going to be 4 pieces Curse and 4 pieces Outstanding Ability. Another interesting alternative which I found with one of my supporters, let's say, is to give him actually concentration of firepower, believe it or not, but yes, reducing him cooldowns is going to kinda boost his damage output. It might depend on actually stats as well, but I saw some pretty decent results with this set of accessories, so if you have an option, you may try this out. For Libora, I'm using 4 pieces Curse and 4 pieces Expert. Another alternative is going to be 4 pieces Toughness set. For Hansimi, 4 pieces Angel on White and 4 pieces Firepower, concentration of the firepower. Now let me show their stats as well. So here is my Choi, and again I should boost his damage increase. And he doesn't need critical hit rate, just I'm using some available sets, that's the case here. For my Libora, everything is here. And Hansimi. Now of course SJW, and I'm going to show you my stats. So in terms of points, I'm using 315 intelligence and the rest are going to strength, and I decided to switch a little bit here and there some gear sets. That's why in terms of attack he's kinda low. With the proper set which I'm using right now, like 2 pieces on Kanai, again I was doing some tests, he has around 38k attack, but she's going to have about 36k. So the main damage output still is going to be from Kanai. That's why I was trying like to boost her attack as much as possible, but at the end I have a feeling that that's actually not the case, and it's kind of weird because my attack on her increased by 2 or 2,500, and that's a lot. I mean really a lot. And results didn't prove like too much, so I don't know. But yeah, here are stats for SJW, and for Blessing Stones, which I'm using, is Bloodlust. We are 1, Intuit, and Reawakening. Instead of Intuit, you may use Sharp Perception or even maybe Weakness Detection. For the skills, everything pretty much the same as in previous boss. I'm using Sonic Stream, Magnifying Slashes, and also Armor Break, Vacuum Wave. It's only epic for me, but I have what I have. And also for QTE skills, I'm using the Thunderstorm, the Wind one, in Collapse, just to get some kind of delays in terms of animations for the guild boss, or slow her down a little bit, it helps. And for the second one, I'm using the Ice Strike because it actually allows you to appear in front of the guild boss, which is going to save you time for running and doing some dashes for extreme evasions and doing some shadow steps properly. For the course, as you can see, not everything maxed out, so there is a lot of ways for improvements for you just to know and keep in mind. Overall, what should I say in terms of the way Ant Queen works? That she's going to disappear 2 times and you will have 2 break stages for her. In terms of timings, it's really important to manage everything right on time to get the most amount of stacks from ASIL to actually increase the damage output of Kanai. That's also really important, because at the end you really want to have like 100 stacks of Prey and the Weak effect. And maybe it's also a good thing to manage ultimates manually, because during waves of ants it actually takes quite some time to defeat all of them, especially the second wave. The first one is going to be really easy, but the second one, it takes a lot of time, and specifically ultimate of Kanai, it's like an AoE ultimate, and it might be a good thing to use it during the second wave manually. For ASL, it's also a good thing to manage her ultimate manually, because when the Ant Queen is going to disappear, she might cast it on her own if it's in auto mode, so it's a waste of some extra stacks, which is going to be a huge improvement in terms of results when you're using it correctly. For Gina, there is nothing special about her ultimate, but yeah, just a small suggestion. That's pretty much it for the builds. You saw everything on your own. Now I'm going to show you the full run to just have an impression of how it works right now. So yeah, enjoy it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know My heart rages around like an ocean.